Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to another video. So this is going to be another setup video. When you start playing this game, you obviously start off in the GT3s, but it's fixed series. I then was going into the LMPs, I was going into the hypercars. I haven't been concentrating on the GT3s at all. This week I did a couple races at Monza. I was racing in the McLaren. I did my own setups for that. So I want to try the Ferrari. For me, I do prefer the mid-engine cars to the rear wheel front engine drive cars like the BMW and the Ford and that. So anyway, we've got no setup for the Ferrari at all. What I want to do in this video is I want to get a baseline setup. So I want to get that up there. I want to get a nice baseline setup, and then what I also want to do is I want to try get a working setup for Monza. So that's what we're going to go through today. So the first thing to do is, let's put that down maybe over there. The first thing to do is just to first get a baseline reference time with the standard default setup. So we are at Monza.
Air and track temperatures are rising. Air temperatures now 26. The track temperature is now 38 Celsius.
I haven't ever driven this car. I don't know what it's going to be like. So let's go see. In the
heat into these brakes.
In iRacing, the Ferrari is very good on the brakes. It's very good on the brakes, but it understeers a lot. It's got a lot of understeer turning into the corners. So that's how I know this car to be. My favorite mid-engine car is the McLaren because it's more oversteery. I prefer a slightly more oversteery car than an understeery one. I'm just wondering if I shouldn't bring the cockpit a little bit forward. It looks a little bit far away. That's probably a little better. I'll maybe just drop it a little bit. Oh wow, I can go flat out through there. I couldn't do that with the McLaren. And this car is normally more understeery, so that's quite interesting actually. With the McLaren, I couldn't get through there flat out. So we're drifting wide there. That's the AL blades. And the DIFF. The AL blades is generally turning in for oversteer, understeer. The DIFF is when you're powering out a corner. Oversteer, understeer. Let's see where we go. That's very interesting. The braking distance is longer in this car than it is in the McLaren. And in iRacing, the Ferrari is sharper on the brakes. This car can drive through Ascari flat out when it should be understeering. In the McLaren I couldn't. So that's actually very interesting. It's very interesting. I feel like I want to actually lower this. but I still want to see the dash. It's a bit strange. Like here, I'm flat. Okay, there I couldn't get through. I just had to lift. It still feels a lot better than it does in the McLaren. So let's just get a reference time. Oh, we're still drifting out wide there quite a lot. So in the McLaren I was doing 152.4. So I was 2 seconds faster in the McLaren. Okay, let's just go in. Okay, return to garage. Okay. So what I do is, I like that on 4. Going to put this down to 5. That's generally the arrow. Let's just put it down 1. Just want to change the tires. I also like my steering. I like that to be 1. I don't want to do too much at one time. Okay, so we've lowered the wing, we've increased the traction, we need to change the bias. Let's just change the bias, put it on 50.51 or 50.5. We can always change that. And the ABS. Okay, let's go see what this car is going to handle like now. So you would have seen a video that I posted for my race this morning. My fastest lap time was a 152.4. I was in the McLaren. Why does this feel so slow? See if we can get a faster lap time with the changes. We've also got sharper steering. So the steering should be sharper. It's actually a very nice car to drive this.
Your front brakes are getting pretty hot. Your tyres are cold, watch out.
My tyres look like they're at temperature, buddy. Let's see. Let's do a comparative lap time, see how we go. And we also lowered the rear wing as well.
Sector 1 time is good.
It's actually a very nice car to drive this. They normally say, well, in iRacing, if you're new to GT3s, the Ferrari should be your first choice. It's the most stable, easiest car to drive. I don't know if it's the same in Aluminium. Okay, so we're going to be about 1 second faster already with those changes we have already made. It's a very nice car to drive this. Okay, so that was already...
Look good. Sector 3 times okay.
That was already 1.3 seconds faster. So what did we change? Okay, let's put the wheels. Okay. I lowered the wing by 1. I put the traction control down. I will do this last, and I adjusted the ABS. That's pretty much it. So let me just save this as a custom setup. Monza, save setup. Steven dot Ferrari GT3 dot baseline. Let me just put a dot there. Ferrari.gt3 dot baseline. Okay. Okay, so we're going to save this. Okay. So what do we want to do now? Now we want to work on our turning into the corners, and our turning into the corners is the elbows. I want to put it down by 2. I want to put it up by 2. Let's just see the difference. So it should be a lot more oversteery now. So this car should be a lot more oversteery now when we are turning into the corners. Okay.
It's fine, mate. It's just a scrape.
Okay, I don't know what you're whinging about, buddy. I didn't hit anything. So like through here, it should be able to get through here easier. Okay, we'll see on the next lap. I'm just going to change the bias a little bit as well. Like here. That's fine, buddy. It felt quite on the edge going through there. So I don't think I want to, because this is only a baseline setting, but obviously we're using it for this track. That felt a lot slower. You can see it in the difference. I've lost 2/10 through there. That was the bias. That was my bias. Okay, I don't want to drive around with a screwed up thing. Okay, so that was the bias. We need to go back to where we were. 50.5. That's where we need to go back to. Okay, what I want to do is I actually just want to do the diff. The lower you make the diff, the stiffer it is when you are coming out the corners. The higher you make the diff, the looser it is when you're powering out the corners. I just want to put it up by 2. Okay, where's our brakes now? Okay. Because as soon as I hit the brake and turned in, I spun the rear. So that was definitely bias. Just put it back up to 51. So we've got 2 clicks of oversteer on the ARBs, and we got 2 clicks of oversteer on the diff coming out of corners. Because if you saw when I came out of Parabolica, I was always sliding out to the edge of the track. Okay, let's just see how it goes to here now. So I shouldn't, like now, I shouldn't be drifting out to the edge of the track so much. That was much more stable with the bias. Now we should be able to power out the corner like that. And here as well. Can power out the corner like that. You obviously don't want to make the car so loose that it becomes hard to handle. Within reason. I don't drive extreme setup. So this should get us around here. It's better. And around here we shouldn't be drifting to the outside as much with that adjustment on the diff. I think I put the power down a bit earlier into the corner than I had in the past. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we were faster through there because on the difference we gaining time. I just want to put the brake one more.
Sector 1 is a 10th off your best.
I had to lift off there. It was a bit loose.
Mind these track limits, please, Steve.
I think I've gone a little bit too far because I'm using my traction lights on the side of my dash. They're constantly coming up. I think I've gone a little bit too far. Traction control is just kicking in a bit too much. Like there, I got that corner all wrong. Like there, I'm actually just going to end it here. I think I've actually gone a bit too far. Car setup. Okay, so we're going to go back to the powertrain. We're going to go back 1. Chassis and aero. We're going to go back 1. We're going to go back 1. I'm going to lower the wing. What the hell? Yeah, the car looked a little bit, it was going into traction control a little bit too often.
We've got cold brakes.
Because remember, I've also lowered the traction control as well. So maybe that's like an offset. Okay, let's see where we are now. It's much better. It's looser than the default, but it's not going into traction control as much or as soon as it was before. It's much better. It just feels a lot more stable. Feels a lot more stable. I went too deep into the corner, that was my mistake. Okay. Oh, those tires will be toast. Let's do it again. I went a bit deep into the corner. I wanted to see if I could get deep into the corner. Oh, it's so irritating because now we have to go around twice for a lap time. So what I normally do is I normally just get a proper baseline setting, and then before every race I just normally look at the AR blades, the diff, the bias and the rear wing, and that's pretty much all I change from circuit to circuit. I don't normally screw around with the toe-in and the camber and the suspension. I think this is the sweet spot with the AR blades or the ARBs and the diff, because the car feels more maneuverable, like it's more oversteery, but it's not going onto the traction lights all the time. So it feels a bit looser than it was with the standard setup, but not so loose that it can't be controlled, if that makes sense. So I'm actually happy with that. So the reason why it's still drifting out a little bit is because I've lowered the wing, so there's not so much downforce, but we're going green. Okay, so those turns were not part of the plan.
That's a tenth off your best. You're outside of track limits there.
I'm thinking maybe I've gone one too low on the wing. We're not gripping through the corners like we should. I think we need to go back up on the wing. We're definitely not gripping through the corners like we should, or like we were. Okay, let's just do one more lap, because we're losing all our time in the corners now. You can see we are definitely going faster down the straights both times, but we are losing time through the corners now. Yep, we're losing time through the corners.
Okay, Steve, you need to watch the track limits.
See if we can get this one right. We're definitely going faster. I don't know if we're going to go another 2.5 tenths faster. Just going to try one more lap. We're losing all our time through those two chicanes. So we got through there faster this time because I was braking just a little bit earlier, because we've obviously got a little bit less wing, a little bit less downforce, going a bit slower. Yeah, I can't get through there properly. Can't get through there properly. There you can just power it out because of the diff turns the car.
Sector 2 time is good.
Okay, so we got the correct setup on the car now, we're going faster. I got a 152.4 in the McLaren. So that's our fastest time. Okay, so I'm going to save this setup, return to garage. So we're going to save the setup, car setup, custom setup, save setup, overwrite, yes. Okay, so we got balance, the GT720, the McLaren, Janetta, Ferrari baseline, McLaren baseline. So these are my two. That's what I'm going to delete. McLaren, Ferrari. Okay, so let's close this. Okay, so now what I actually want to do is, this is going to be strange, guys, because I don't ever really fiddle with shocks. So let me just put on my display capture. I just want to see something, because this worked for the other hypercars. So with the hypercars, I got a baseline setup for the spring rates and the shocks. So what I actually want to see is, sorry, let's just do this. What I actually want to see is, I'm going to try to put this on the screen, is if I can transfer these settings over to the GT3, because a shock is a shock, a spring is a spring. So it's 514.5 spring rate. Okay, 5.5. Okay. Okay, so this one is 5. 0, 0.6, 0. 0, 0. Okay, we'll leave that. 4.3, 4.3. Let's just lower this. I want to see something. Okay. So can't go down. So let's put it down 3. So let's put this one down 3. Okay. Packers. 0.5 on the bottom. Nothing on the top. So let's put this up to 0.5. I've no idea what this is going to look like. I have no idea. 410.4, 410.4, 5.5. 5.5, 5.1. So let's see what this is. Okay. Then let's go to the, where's the dampers? Where are the dampers? This one. No, that's just car setup. Car setup. What? Wheels and brakes. No, we don't want that. Car setup, which one's this? Powertrain. Chassis and aero. Where the hell are the wheels and the dampers? The dampers, here we go. 555 242. 5 242. Softs. Okay. The rear. 5 3. 5 3. They're all 1. Okay. Let's go see if this makes a difference. Oh, let me just turn off the display capture. Just want to turn off that. Okay, let's see if we go faster. Let's see how the car feels. So based on that, the car should be a little less rigid. It should be easier because it's softer springs. It should go over the curbs easier, and it should lean a little bit more into the corners. Let's see if we can get faster.
Your brakes are cold, take it easy.
Let's go over the curb. I feel. Let's see how we go. So it should ride the bumps a little bit easier now. That is very different. Okay. That was very, very different. I don't want to adjust anything, I just want to see what it does now. Well, that's flat out. No lifting at all. Okay. Let's see how we go for the next lap. It feels like it's handling better. I don't know what happened with that other corner, if that was brake bias or... Well, we're already going faster down the straight, but it felt a lot faster through Ascari, like I could take it full speed. I went too deep. I went far too deep there, and I realized I did. Okay, let's just go around again. I broke at the 100 instead of the 150 because I was talking, I think. I just didn't notice.
Sector 1 is 0.6, slower than your best.
Theoretically, it should be able to ride those curves a lot easier now.
I'll delete this lap, you've cut the track.
It's much more stable through there. I don't have to lift through there. I just lost a bit of time going in the dirt coming out. But I really do have to say, it does seem to grip nicer through the Parabolica, and I can see on the difference every lap I'm faster down the straight because I'm coming out of the Parabolica faster. Okay, bit looser. Why can't I grip? Come dude, grip. Okay. That could be the suspension, because it's looser.
Watch the track limits, please, Steve.
So the car feels looser through the corners. But through here it feels much better. And through here it feels like it grips more. Like this part of the corner, it just feels like it's a little bit more stable. Okay, let's just do one more lap. Let's see how we're doing. Again, I'm faster coming onto the straight. I can see it on the differential there. We're getting faster now. Oh no, we're not. Yes, we are.
Sector 1 is 2/10 off your best.
Well, that's faster. So I feel like I have to actually brake a little bit earlier and turn in a little bit earlier than what I have been. Like there, I'm wide. So there's like 1/10 in it.
Sector 3 times quick.
I can hug the inside there. I didn't think I could do that before. See, there I realized I just got to brake a little bit earlier. I went a little bit deep into that one, but now that I've just kind of had to adjust my braking points a little bit. Had to bring them forward here as well. I'm going to have to bring a little bit more forward.
Sector 2 time is okay.
I was trying too hard. We were on for a faster time though. Let's just do this again.
You picked up a bit of aero damage.
That was a problem. I was trying to push it a little bit higher. Okay, let's go. But to be fair, just to save 1/10, I think I would have actually kept the previous suspension settings. I mean, if it's like 3/10, then it's fine. But just for 1/10, I don't know. Because the car feels a little bit less predictable. I mean, obviously I would have to get used to it. And the more I get used to it, the faster I'll get.
Your brakes are cold, let's get some heat into them.
Like that's faster. But that's when I come out of that corner, that's the problem. Yeah, I think the calf's a little bit more on edge. I think I need to go back to what I had. Because when you're in a race, you're not trying to really hot lap. You are actually trying for a more comfortable, stable car over a 30-minute or a 50-minute race. Like that. My traction lights are coming on far too much, but through here I'm definitely faster. It's green every time to what it was. Okay, let's see how we go. See, I'm definitely up on my time now again. Through here before, I couldn't hug the inside, I was drifting out wide. This one I have to brake a little bit earlier.
Sector 1 is a tenth off your pace.
Through there I lose time every time. Okay, I obviously messed that one up. Yeah, that's fine, I messed that one up. It's a bit wild through there. I wasn't crashing this much before, so let me say, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna work for me, hey? I wish I was on suspension. I just want to see something. The Ferrari baseline load, because we never saved this, so this should be the same. 6544, yeah. I just want to see one last thing. What's the lowest we can go down? -4. -5. So we got the suspension to where we had it before. Let's just have a look at the... No, you know what? We can't lower the... We can't lower the ride height. That's why we were getting screwed going over the curbs. .4, 5.8. Okay, so this was our setup. I just want to see something. 5458 basic. What's the ride height here? Where's the ride height? 5458. What's this one? 5765. I wonder why that one was so high. Ferrari gt3 base one. Are we back to our 5458? Suspension. 5458. Okay. Okay, so that was our original setup. So I actually wasn't going any faster. So I'm going to leave this as my base setup. So here we go, guys. We've changed the traction control, we've changed the bias. So we've changed the bias, we changed the ABS, we've lowered the wing. We've increased the diff by 1. We haven't done anything there. Suspension, we haven't done anything. Dampers, we haven't done anything. Chassis and aero, I've changed the wheel. I lowered the anti-roll and I raised the anti-roll. That's what we've done. So let me just leave this here for you. We need to change this when it's a smoother track that we're not riding all the curbs all the time. Then we would lower that. So this is basically what I'm going to use as a default baseline setup. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps you. You've got a setup to use. Hope you learned something. Have a super day. Please consider liking and subscribing.